Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Daytona International Speedway. To kick off Speed Weeks here at Daytona, we're here for the Clash in the Sundrop Cup Series. 19 drivers either scored a pole, made the chase, or was the fan vote, that being Sebastian Kukulon, are in this field for these 20 laps here at Daytona. The starting grid, of course, was done by random draw. The drivers came up on stage in the pre-race ceremonies and pulled, where their starting position would be. So Matty Porta pulled the pole. He is in that number 20 for Monster Motorsports this year. Alongside him is Carter Friesen making the move. Basically, that's a seat swap. Monster Motorsports gets Matty Porta for Sauber Racing Team, getting Carter Friesen in Allegiant Airlines. Porta will be in the Sunoco colors for Speed Weeks, but we'll see if he can get that car to victory lane today. Stephen Wallace Jr. and Anderson Reed in row 2. Austin Murray is in the 83. That is Alex Beniaco's full-time ride for the year, but Murray won a pole last year. Or made the chase last year, I should say, for Pedal Metal Racing. They since moved on to Logan Cloud, taking that contract. Murray goes over to Shade Burkhardt Racing, but they had the 5th car, the number 24, that he'll be in the Sundrop 500. That was a little underpowered, so they're throwing him in the 83, just like Ryan Butcher is in the 28 for Texas Star Racing. You see that Rainbow Warrior DuPont Dodge back there, starting this race from what I believe is the 16th position. But the rest of these guys, all ready to go racing. It's going to be a 20-lap event, just like always here in the Clash. Couple new things, though. Coming into this season, we do have the green-white checkered finishes returning to the NSDCA, so we will be running a green-white checkered race here at the Clash. So if there's a caution in the closing laps, we will be able to finish this race under green. As well, a new rule in the season, the Fago Free Pass goes to the first driver 1 lap down if a caution does come out. So if any of these 19 do indeed fall down a lap and a caution comes out, they'll be able to be waved around and put back onto the lead lap. I don't expect that, though. 20 laps is a little too short to have a crash with 19 cars, plus have a car go a lap down, but nice to get that out of the way now. Couple more minutes until we go until we hit the pre-race ceremonies. So got a lot of drivers here. We'll cover some of the moves, at least in this race, over the off season. We'll cover that on our pace laps. But Matty Porta on pole, fantastic job by the 20 team to pick first, really. I mean, there was no practice, no qualifying for this. The practice and qualifying is saved for the Sundrop 500. Of course, these guys still have to do their pole day qualifying, go through the duels, and then you can fight in the 42 for the Sundrop 500. Daytona's been exciting the last few years. The Clash has been a bit more of the calm event of the Speed Weeks. Not really much to do. It's just an exhibition race. Everyone's just going for the win, but you don't want to tear up your car too early. Some of these could be your Sundrop 500 equipment. With that, it's been exciting. We're ready to kick off Speed Weeks. In just about 20 seconds, we'll get the commands to fire the engines. Season 7 of the NSDCA, Season 2 of the Sundrop Cup Series will kick off right here at Daytona. Let's go ahead down trackside for the commands to fire the engines here at the Daytona International Speedway.
Drivers, start your engines!
As always, with these live events, we do not want anyone to have an issue on their opening round here. So we will go ahead and make sure everyone is ready to go racing here at the Clash, and no one has an issue before this race goes green. But let's cover a few of the things here that's happening this week in the Clash that's debuting this week. Monster Motorsports going 6 cars deep this season in the Sundrop Cup Series, picking up, I believe, about 4 drivers in this Clash alone. You see Matty Porta in the number 20 right there. He brings the number 20 over from Sauber Racing Team over to Monster Motorsports. Right behind him, Anderson Reed bringing the Wawan number 3 to life here. He rolls off in 4th today for Monster Motorsports and that race team. Going to be exciting to see if Reed can now pick himself up after a disappointing year at Onge Auto. Jay Jefferson, the 2-time champion in the NSDCA now, Crown Royal Truck Series and Sundrop Cup Series defending champion, not doing Truck Series full-time anymore, is running the Crown Royal 300 with Evernham Racing in their 02. But Jay here in a brand new number 48, looking a bit darker here in that 48 car as they go. Looking further back, Logan Cloud rolling off in 8th. He finally picks up his ride with Pedal to Metal Racing. Windcraft coming on to sponsor that number 91 in what will be their final race of their final season in the NSDCA, at least under Carter Friesen's watchful eye. Cody Goforth rolling off in 10th. You see that scheme. It is iconic. It's the number 77 scheme from last year, but the 17 car right there. He's rolling off in the 10th position. We'll see what Cody Goforth can do at his new team here at BGM. Diego Yepes moves back to Monster Motorsports with the Monster Energy number 77. He rolls off up here in the 11th position in that 77, but alongside him is his longtime rival and ex-teammate Brandon Morris in the 55, rolling off 12th, right behind his teammate this year, Cody Goforth. We'll see if these guys play it nicely in the clash or get really aggressive. Further back, there's SBR duo of Sebastian Kukulon now in the 19 car with one of the best cars on the grid. Alongside him is Jacob Edson, Brady Burkhart with the new Xfinity colors. Xfinity moving their branding from red to purple. There's Ryan Butcher. This is Spurleytube's car full-time, but they have Butcher in the 28 for this event. Tib Foster and Carson Bowers, the two Andrado guys at the back. Tib, of course, your Sundrop 500 defending winner. And Dusty Neal rolls off 19th in the number 94. So here we go. 20 laps, 19 cars here at Daytona. The high banks always put on some action. Coming out of turn number 4, we're getting ready to go racing here as we had our opening 2 pace laps here for the event. A salute to you fans that have stuck around for 6 seasons of this competition. The 7th year kicks off now. Porta and Friesen lead us down. Green flags in the air, and we are racing at Daytona. Nineteen cars roar down in through turns 1 and 2. They won't be at full song yet, but next time by, they'll be hitting that 190 to 200 miles an hour down this back straightaway. Porta goes up. He's going to hold Carter Friesen. Now Stephen Wallace Jr. gets forced out of the way. That's going to bring the 83 of Murray looking to lead this lap. His first start at SBR in this for this Cup team, and he's going to get pushed right to the front by Peter Onjak in the 44. Logan Cloud, his old car, in the 91, and they are 3 by 3 already. We're getting aggressive coming off of turn number 4 for the first time. Down the front straightaway, it's Murray out in front, Onjak second, and as they come across the line, it will be Murray leading that time by. Cody Goforth already into the wall further back. That's going to be big. That happened to Benyaka last year, and he lost his chance at the entire race, but at least they're not too far up to speed yet. He might still be able to hang on to the draft, but here we go. Murray being pushed by Onjak, Cloud, and now Anderson. Reed clearing to 4th as Yepes is going to get up into 5th. We'll see if these guys drive it a bit more cleanly. You got some time. You don't want to tear these cars up, and it looks like that top 5 is just going to stay single file, push their way up. But look already at Dusty Neal. Started this race 19th, already inside the top 15, looking for 13th right there on Morris and Friesen started this race second. They are already all the way back to pretty much last in this event. Bowers, Butcher, and Edson back there all trying to hang on. But here we go down the front straightaway. Top 5 single file as Onjak gives a big push to the inside. He's going to have Cloud going with him, Reed going with him, Yepes with him, and that's going to hang Austin Murray out to dry in that 83 car. And he's going to drop back as the Knopf number 44 takes the race lead here at the Clash. But it's not going to be lived for too long as the Chevys start to gang up on the inside. Cloud, Reed, Yepes now pushing Reed up as Kukulon and Burkhart coming in. Yepes slides up a little bit off the bottom. Thought the 19 and 99 would have slid on through as Murray's now going to tuck in on that outside line as they come off. All 19 cars back under a blanket. Goforth has caught back up, and Onjak now right on the back of Cloud. We'll see what he can do as they come through the tri-oval. Onjak pushing Cloud right there. Onjak, I don't believe he has a super speedway win to his name in the number 44 car. He is a strong plate racer, though, and has finished up front multiple times, except Daytona. Daytona has been bad for him because 2 of the last 3 years he's been pretty much up and over flipping down the front straightaway. It's not been a great time at Daytona. Talladega, a bit of a different story for the 44 car, but the Andrado teams and drivers really do not like the super speedways outside of Tib Foster. Of course, your defending Sundrop 500 champion. Is Onjak now clear back into the lead as he leads those 2 lines. You see Butcher back there trying to work with Jefferson, Bowers. Now Kukulon's going to leave Yepes there. Here comes the 19 to the inside as Kukulon wants to make a name for himself right here, up to second, being pushed by the big man himself, Brady Burkhart in the 99. Onjak going to go back down and hold that line as Kukulon now gets himself into second in that pristine auction, number 19. Burkhart clearing to third, and here is your defending Sundrop 500 champion, Tib Foster, fighting for that fourth position against Yepes. His driver, Dusty Neal, pushing in. Porta doesn't know where to go in the middle there. We'll see if Neal will make a move under Foster. He doesn't have the momentum, but he's going to stay with him. Top three now single file out as Onjak pulls away. Top three on that very outside line of Cloud, Murray, and Stephen Wallace Jr. trying to make it work as Neal slides up just a bit. And now we'll see if the SBR duo will be able to make a move around Peter Onjak here. But Tib Foster now coming up, trying to give Onjak a bit of defense there in that number 40 car. Anderson Reed getting up here. There's Morris back there. You also got Friesen now on the inside line. Ryan Butcher back there. So we'll see a bit of comers and goers in this event. Don't know if we'll see anyone really dominate this race, but Onjak staying out in front already. 6 laps through this one, 1/4 of the way through the clash, as Foster's not going to wait around for the SBR guys. Going to take a look to the inside of Burkhart, try to break up that partnership and try to get it on Auto a clash victory, as they are 3 wide behind these guys. You got Morris now trying to hang on. He's going to slide up in front of Reed and just block the whole line. Foster trying to get the momentum on the inside, not going to work, as Morris goes up to help Burkhart get by the 40, and Burkhart goes right back down immediately and blocks him as Stephen Wallace Jr. bounces off the wall in the 65, and that might cost SWJ their entire chance here at the clash. Again, happened to Benyako last year when we only had 14 cars, so we'll have to see if SWJ will hang on. Kukulon all over the back of Onjak, though, really trying to make a move, but Burkhart and Morris now chasing him down in third and fourth. We'll see if the Toyotas can form up together with Onjak leading them all, leading the charge here at Daytona. But the clash already getting off to an exciting start. Had 3 wide a bit. You see these guys starting to calm down to 2 by 2 behind the top 4 that are now sitting single file. Carter Friesen in the 85 looking to get themselves back up to the front as they're side by side with Foster. That's for the 5th position. Reed 7th, and look at Carson Bowers, the Clareton 25. Clareton colors back up as Morris makes a move under Burkhart, but the Clareton colors back on the number 25. He's up to 8th. Edson 9th, and Larry Hagan in the 21 trying to get himself to 10th, as Dusty Neal now starting to fall off a bit of the pack. So now he and SWJ got to work together to try to hang on up front. And Morris getting even more aggressive, going right to the inside of Kukulon. Not going to get anything there. Didn't have the momentum, as you see Friesen trying to use any line they can back there in 5th. But we got the top 5 now single file, and Kukulon just biding his time behind Onjak, possibly waiting for these guys to make a move as Morris jumps to the bottom, and that's going to be it for Kukulon as the 55-99 go right underneath. Maybe not, as they now abandon the 55 to the bottom. Foster's going to jump down, and it looks like a bit more of contact further back, as Cloud might have gotten a piece of the wall, or Goforth, and it looks like this pack's starting to split up even further as Jay Jefferson, Matty Porta now try to hang on to this front group, and Jay's going to bring it in there. He's got one of the fastest cars on the track, so you know if you want someone to try to help you stay in the draft, it's going to be that 48 car. But everyone's going to have to form right back up. It's real dangerous here as Jay gets a monster run, going to take it to the outside in the 48, making a big move on Butcher. And what momentum you see from the 48. He's going to clear Butcher coming off the corner. Giant move and a fast 48 car there for Jay Jefferson. Gets that second pack right back up to this first one. And we are still going at it here at Daytona, as now top 5 getting single filed out again. And it looks like now Kukulon is really just content staying behind Onjak, but you're going to have to hope and pray you get some help to try to get around the race leader. The leader can be very hard to pass when you don't have anyone near you, and up front starting to break off. You see Neal and SWJ still trying to work back there in the draft, a tandem back there, trying to catch back up as Foster is going to be removed from this front group by Burkhart. Now Carter Friesen there, Anderson Reed in that 3 sliding on around, so we'll see what will happen as they come off the corner. Foster on that outside line trying to hang on against Burkhart side by side for the 4th spot. 2 Toyotas chasing down the Auto 44. We'll see if Toyota has that alliance and works together. You got Burkhart, now you got Murray coming up here in the 83. So SBR and the BGM Alliance starting to work together as Goforth's really at the back of this one. But we got, if these Toyotas can form up and get around the 44, I don't think Onjak has anything that can stop him. As you see, Morris doesn't want to work together, and we've seen that before with Toyota. They do not work together at the super speedways, and that's why they don't have many wins at these tracks. As Morris now catching up to Burkhart, and here they come off, or Burkhart catching up to Morris as they come off the corner. Burkhart looking for that third spot as Kukulon now is stuck on the outside. Murray and Foster trying anything they can further back, and Kukulon now disposed of for that race lead. But you remember last year, Chicagoland, it was these two fighting for the win. At the All-Star race, it was these two fighting for the win. And Morris has a run in the 55. If he can win this, he'd be only the second driver to win both the Clash and the All-Star race. The first one being Diego Yepes when he drove in his 77 back in the Mountain Dew Custom Series days, when that was the, I believe, Soul Series. Morris now up in second, waiting, watching and waiting. His buddy Burkhart back there in third, and Foster, of course, an Angiato driver, in fourth. Look at Larry Hagan in the 21, taking this Texas Star Racing team up to the front as Reed really slows him up, and now is blocking Bowers back there. Nothing really to do there. As here we go, the top 5, top 7 starting to break away, but it's all the 55 all over the back of the 44 of Onjak. Will he make a move? He keeps looking just a little lower into these corners, but nothing really working for him there. Now you got the 99-40 trying to work together. Yeah, you got Hagan and Murray working together. Now Kukulon joins that, and they are pulling away. Top 7 pulling away from that second pack as Reed is now put to that outside line. You got Bowers trying to work up there, and Foster's going to get aggressive. He's going to separate the two Toyotas and make a move for that third position as they come off the corner here, turn number 4. We'll see, though, as Murray's going to get a run in the 83, possibly. Hagan abandons Tibb to the outside, and he's going to take that as Morris stays right behind the 44. But Burkhart getting a bit of a run in that 99 on the outside. He might try to take that for the second spot, but this field's starting to really break up as they go around here at Daytona. Foster looking for the 4th position on Hagan. Murray back there in 7th. Bowers and Butcher working together to get back up here. Jefferson and Cloud also nose to tail further back. And you see the field starting to really calm down. We got 6 to go. There's still a lot of time, but after that, and here he goes. He knows that there's still a lot of time, but he wants to lead this race. Here comes Morris in the 55 with the push from the 99. Onjak going to try to hang on the outside, but Morris is there on the bottom, and these guys fought so much last season. Here he comes. No, Onjak's going to take it in the 44 with a big run on that outside line. Now Foster there. Now Morris and Burkhart have to back it up and try again, and now Kukulon in the 19 has brought himself back up, so you got some fast-charging Toyotas coming on up, a couple Dodges, Logan Cloud in the Chevrolet, but now Morris has to work once again with Kukulon and try to get a big run on Onjak down this back straightaway, and maybe even down the front straightaway as well to try to get back around him. You got 5 laps to go this time by. The Clash going by real quick as Morris and Kukulon both look to the outside. Almost made a move straight to the outside there. We'll see what they can do. And now it looks like Onjak pulling away as Morris backs up to Kukulon, trying to get a big push down this front straightaway. If Bowers and Butcher might go with them, and they'll try to get around that 44 Onjak. Friesen looks like he's starting to lose some time. You got Yepes and Goforth at the back as well, starting to lose the front draft. So here we go. We'll see if the 55 and 19 can mount this charge coming through the corner. Onjak, a bit of a sitting duck, very much slower, 3 miles per hour off the pace of these guys. And here they come right to the bottom, not going to waste any time. They're going to move right past Onjak. Bowers even going with them. And there goes the 55 of Morris to the race lead. Kukulon into second, Bowers third. And there was nothing Onjak could do there. They were just too fast going right by him. Butcher now clear into fourth. And the 55 of Morris, can he win 2 in a row? The Clash and the All-Star race coming around. 4 to go in the Clash at Daytona. Now you got 2 Toyotas up front, the 55 and 19 out in front, but now Carson Bowers, the bridesmaid last year, finished second, I believe, 4 times last season without a win at all. And now Butcher and Onjak right behind him. You got 3 Dodges working together. Will they be the ones to ruin the Toyota dominance that we could see on the plates this year? But Onjak wants to get back up front and win this thing, going right to the inside of Bowers, and he's going to go for that 3rd position with Ryan Butcher in the 28 pushing him solidly back there. Now you got further back Burkhart, Cloud, really, those Chevys not working too well on the inside line, and that's going to be a split up right there. So we got 3 Dodges versus 3 Toyotas up front with 3 laps to go here at Daytona. Top 3 single file. Burkhart not going to stay behind Butcher. He's going to make the move to the inside, go for that 5th position. He will make that clear. Bowers back to behind Onjak. That second group now got to try to work together as you see Cloud and Jefferson fighting each other for who leads the line. You can't really do that if you want to catch up. Bowers and Onjak, they're both going to go, but Peter timed it wrong. Kukulon, though, is going to time it perfectly. Down to the bottom goes the 19. The Toyota's blocking the Dodges. Here we go off of turn 4. 2 laps to go at Daytona, and it's Kukulon versus Morris out in front as Bowers and Onjak now 2 by 2 behind him. The Toyota is trying to win this race. 2 laps to go at Daytona. Burkhart 5th, Butcher 6th, and now Cloud, Jefferson. It looks like Edson, Foster, and Reed lining up back there, but I think it's going to be too little too late as Kukulon just tried to time it perfectly and take the race lead away from Morris. Burkhart and Butcher coming with a big amount of momentum. They're going to go to the outside. Maybe Brady's going to go all the way to the bottom. They're going to be 3 wide. No, they won't be. The 99 backs off, does not have the momentum, but they are side by side coming around. The white flag is in the air for the clash at Daytona. We'll see who will win it coming out of turn 4 next time by. As there you see Cloud, Jefferson coming with momentum. Edson and Foster back there as well. Reed and Hagan as Jefferson gets to the bottom of Cloud. White flag, 1 lap to go at Daytona. And Morris with the run on the outside being pushed by Peter Onjak, who he fought with so much last season. Now Butcher jumps up as Burkhart goes down. Here we go. Jefferson pushing him. He was our defending Clash winner. I don't think he's going to get it this time, but Kukulon now has Bowers all over the back of him. They're going to try to work together as Burkhart going to get moved by Jefferson. This will be the final time through turn number 4. Down into turn 3, side by side. They've been 2 wide for the last 2 laps. It's going to be a drag race coming to the line. Whoever has the better exit will win the clash. And Kukulon on the inside, Morris on the outside. Coming down the front straightaway. Does the 55 have anything for the 19? Morris is going to take it in the clash. And the run by the 44 pushing him to victory. And that'll be 2 in a row in the exhibition races for the 55 as he joins his ex-teammate Diego Yepes in victory lane. What a push. Kukulon gave a run at the end. Comes up just short. Onjak 3rd, Bowers 4th, Ryan Butcher P5 in the 28. Burkhart comes home 6th, Jefferson 7th, Edson 8th, Cloud 9th, and Tib Foster in 10th. 2 cars off the pace there. That was Neil and SWJ who lost some time, but the 55 of Morris brings it to victory lane in a side-by-side. They were basically dead even that whole time, and Butcher and Onjak, Butcher not too happy with Peter there, runs into the side of him, so wonder what's happening there. It's one day at TSR, already mad at the alliance partner, but it is the 55, the Valvoline 55 that brings it home in victory lane. And we'll see after, of course, he only got... And Jefferson and Bowers having some contact on pit road there. And Morris almost gets turned into his pit box by Onjak. What an exciting day. But that was a race. Onjak dominated the early stages. The Toyotas got around him, and then they held off the field. It wasn't going to be anyone else getting it unless they went 3 wide for the lead. And there was just no time at all to be able to get that. Brandon Morris in the 55 comes home with the victory after a charge on the outside off of turn 4. Kukulon comes up just short in his first race for SBR, but there's going to be a lot more where that came from. We still got pole day qualifying, the duels, and then, of course, the Valvoline 200, Crown Royal 300, Sundrop 500 ahead of you here for this Speedwakes. What a race we saw in the clash. Some strategy, some moves, but it was calm at the beginning and chaotic at the end. Toyota looking to be the dominant force, but don't count out Anjado and Peter Onjak, who dominated the early part of this race and didn't let those Toyotas get around him quite so easily. Morris wins the Clash, the second driver to win both the Clash and the All-Star race. He does it in the span of about 5 months, but we have so much more for Speed Weeks ahead of us. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you guys next time on the NSDCA.